9440.
4405.
944405. 1905.
All right, welcome back, crime fighters, for another edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place by helping us lock up the bad guys. I'm Chris Wright, along with Sheriff Matthew Wade. Good to see you, Sheriff.
It's always good to be on the show, Chris.
And good to keep a little bit of distance here.
You know, yeah, a little bit of distance. You know, we're in 2020. I've seen a bunch of different things about 2020 and the different things that's come up, and it's been a difficult year. We just got to remember to keep loving our neighbor and keep our faith, and things will work out.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's real quick talk about our viewers, what they've done for us this week.
We had one arrest this week. Brian Locklear brings our count up to 4,591 people put in jail, all because somebody was willing to help.
All right, so thank you for never letting us down. We've always had at least the one every week on this show since we've been doing it for, what, 17 years now?
Absolutely.
So,
17 years and never been let down once. So.
Yeah. So that's great. Thank you very much. And let's talk real briefly. We've mentioned several times that we've been fortunate and hadn't had any COVID in the county jail. Last week we announced that we'd had a couple of deputies that had tested positive, and now we do have a positive test within the jail. Do you think that's related, or do you think that's separate?
We actually know how that inmate's positive. He come from somewhere else. The deputies that transported him got sick. We pulled that inmate out. He's asymptomatic, 0 symptoms, feels well. Pulled him out Friday, tested him, got results back yesterday about 10:30 in the morning. He's positive. He's quarantined. We quarantined him on Friday when we knew there was a problem, and he came from a different facility. And we knew it would happen. We have too many people coming and going in the facility, so we're testing the section he's in. Nobody that we know of have any symptoms. Nobody's sick. Nobody's has anything like that. But we're working with Alabama Department of Public Health, and we're going to have the entire section tested. It's about 32 inmates. We do have a couple of correctional officers that transported him that now have symptoms. So this one inmate is infected 2 deputies, 2 corrections officers, but we do know where it come from, but he feels fine. He shows no symptoms whatsoever. He had no idea.
And that underlies the issues that we have here. Here's this person that feels perfectly healthy, no problems as far as he's aware. If he hadn't been coming into the county jail, might not have ever found out that he had it.
That's right.
But we also know that people that were around him have now been infected.
That's right.
So we know that it's logical to assume anyway that he has transferred it to them.
That's right.
So we may feel like we're healthy, but we still got to be watching out.
We still got to take some responsible steps, and the responsibility relies to each individual to do the right thing. I know there's many different views on what the right thing is for this, but in this guy's case, he didn't know he had it. He's still asymptomatic. We knew it would come at some point. It's a virus, but we promised to be open and transparent, and we have been really lucky. I'd like to think that we've done a good job to boot that's helped with our luck.
Sometimes you buy your own luck.
Buy your own luck. I know people might disagree with that some, but we have worked really hard on trying to make sure the jail is clean, disinfected, going the extra steps. We provide masks to everybody that comes in. We are fogging with disinfectant, we're mopping, we're wiping down door handles, we're doing everything we know. And from when all this started till July the 20th, to have a first inmate in our county jail to have COVID, we're very lucky. There's jails all across the country that can't say that, and it could be luck, it could be that we're cleaning, could be a little of both.
Yeah.
And
as we're seeing this happen now in the Calhoun County Jail, it's not just that the jail is starting to see it. We're seeing it more throughout Calhoun County.
Absolutely.
It's definitely been a surge in Calhoun County.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's, so far we've had, I've had to quarantine a bunch of people throughout this process. None of them have come back positive until just about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Had 2 deputies, now we got a third. We tracked that third one back to, he went to a call on an address on July the 1st. On July the 3rd, that address was reported by ADPH as having somebody with COVID in it, so we tracked it back to that. He's give it to his girlfriend, so I mean, you see how it goes. So it's, you know, it's definitely getting to us at this point. We got, right now we have 3 deputies out that are positive, one that's had it, that's come back to work, that's tested negative, he's back to work doing good. All 3 of them are at home recovering. One of them is a reserve deputy, he doesn't get paid, and he's probably at a more at-risk category. He's a little up there in age, and so far he's at home doing well. We got 2 that we're sending for 2 correctional officers we're getting tested today, and a third one got tested yesterday. So it's starting to hit us. We'll make it. We'll get through it, and we promise to continue to be kind and give our best service the best way we can, the safest way we can.
All right. Well, we need to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the first half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Scammers are now taking advantage of people's increased economic anxiety. One of the latest ploys is to phone unsuspecting victims and pose as representatives of utility companies. A scammer may identify themselves as your local power company. They may be able to identify your account number and even your name and address, but that does not mean they are legitimate. They may claim you are past due and your services are about to be shut off. Do not let the implied seriousness of this call frighten you into making a quick decision to pay. Instead, hang up the phone, then contact your local utility company directly using the phone number listed on your bill or on their website. Speak with a representative to check on your account. Never give your banking information over the phone unless you have placed the call yourself to a phone number that you know is correct. Utility companies do not demand your banking information by email or phone. They will not force you to pay over the phone as your only option. Any reputable company will never request payment by gift card, reloadable cash card, wiring money, or cryptocurrency. Some of the requested cards could be MoneyPack, Vanilla, Google, eBay, Amazon, or even an iTunes card. But you should know that there are still many more variety of cards the scammer could suggest that you use. If they ask for payment in any form of these cards, it is a scam. For more information, you can go to ftc.gov or call me, Nancy Hilton, at the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office at 256-236-6600.
Your restaurant gets a call right at lunch rush. They say it's the electricity company and your service will be cut off immediately unless you pay right now. They may ask you to pay by prepaid card. Panic time, right? Wrong. It's a scam. Hang up and report the call to your utility company and to the Federal Trade Commission. Then talk to your staff so they won't panic the next time they get a call like that. Learn how to spot scams against your small business and talk to your colleagues about it too. Learn more at ftc.gov/smallbusiness.
All right, here we go with the first half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. If you recognize somebody and have information that can help us find them, please give us a call at Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, 256-236-6600. First up, Brian Sanders of Montgomery is wanted on a failure to appear warrant for theft by deception, first degree. Billy Joe Buchanan of Gadsden wanted on failure to appear warrant for use and possession of drug paraphernalia. Quinn Brown of Weaver wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. Stacy Hardy of Piedmont wanted on a probation revocation for use and possession of drug paraphernalia. John Boswell of Piedmont wanted on a failure to appear warrant for resisting arrest. And Mario Ramirez Argot of Anniston wanted on probation violation for trafficking in cocaine. We'll have the second half of the lineup coming up in just a few minutes. All right, let's talk a little bit more about the COVID, Sheriff, and let's talk about the mask order. We do now have a mask mandate in the state of Alabama.
We do, and that is invoked of a lot of emotions. I've been chewed out on both sides for that. I've had people say that's unconstitutional. And one thing I'll tell you that I've been told is anytime a law is made, it's constitutional until a court of law deems it unconstitutional. In today's world, we have a lot of people that want to say something's unconstitutional. Then the first thing they want to do is say, Sheriff, are you going to follow this? Well, if it's law, I got to follow it. If you think it's unconstitutional, you can sue them and try to prove that it's unconstitutional. But every law is constitutional until proven otherwise. And
that's how the balance of power works.
That's how the balance of power works. And the governor this power she's using comes from a law that was mandated in 1955. And she's using that law to be able to give these executive orders, which even though it's an executive order, she's doing it under the law. So until somebody sues her or proves it's not constitutional, I have to follow it. I swore an oath. And that's what's frustrating to me as sheriff is people say, are you going to follow that? And there's some sheriffs across the nation that sit there and say, we're not going to enforce this law. Well, the sheriff is the executive branch of government. I don't make law. I just have to execute it, follow it. So,
is it actually being enforced? We hear that it's for educational purposes primarily, and
the governor gave great latitude with that, and I thank her for that. She gave an executive order that masks are mandated, but however, she turned around and said, you know, we're not turning our law enforcement into the mask police or social distancing police. So I think the spirit of her order was, they're mandated, you need to wear them. Because, you know, we're not going out trying to fill our jails up with people to do it. And since this has happened, we've not arrested anybody. We've not fined anybody. We get calls, and sometimes we have to go talk to people and go, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. And really, everybody has been cooperative with us. You know, we haven't gone in and demanded somebody do X, Y, or Z, or we're taking them to jail. We wouldn't do that. What we do want is for people to be responsible for their own health and be kind and considerate of their neighbor. So,
and it's almost universal at this point as far as the government agencies are concerned, to whether it's mandated or not. Pretty much everybody in any position of authority in the United States is saying you should be wearing a mask when you're around other people.
Yeah, you know, and you know, I've seen things on social media that says, can we talk about something other than masks? But, you know, I'm not a doctor. You know, I don't have all the answers. But if I can wear a mask, keep somebody that's from getting it, okay, I'll be inconvenienced. It's not my favorite thing. I wear glasses. When I wear the mask, it fogs up.
Yeah.
I take my glasses off, I can't read my phone. So is it aggravating to me? Absolutely, it's aggravating to me. Am I going to do what the governor asked me to do? Yes. You know, I'm going to submit to that authority. If somebody doesn't like that authority, then there's legal ways to go about changing that. But, you know, this is a difficult time. She's not doing it forever. She's doing this under an emergency declaration, which she can't keep open forever. So this is not like she's changed the law or mandated something we got to do forever. This is under an emergency declaration. And, you know, there's all kinds of things you can reference to it. But once again, I want to try to help. You know, I don't want to get anybody sick. My father's at a high risk. If he gets it, it'll probably kill him. So I don't want to bring it to him. I don't want to transfer it to him or anybody else's father or mother. You know, I don't want to be that person that infected somebody and they died. You know, we can't see the virus. We don't know where it's at or who's got it. So the best way we can combat it is to take precautions. Does it work? I think it helps. You know, I don't have all the answers, but if it does help, then probably save a life. Why wouldn't I try?
Absolutely. And obviously we're not wearing masks right now. It'd make it a little bit difficult for a television show with the masks on.
We are.
We are doing social distancing. You don't have to be wearing a mask at all times, but there are plenty of times where it is mandated, and please follow those mandates. All right, we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll have the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. All right, here we go with the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Jason Humphreys of Munford wanted on a probation revocation for possession of marijuana, second degree. Dexter Lewis Gooden of Anniston wanted for failure to pay for theft of property, third degree. Juan Dominguez of Anniston wanted on probation revocation for violation of domestic violence protection order. Sanchez Smith of Gadsden wanted on a failure to appear warrant for carrying a pistol without a license. Rebecca Perry of West Blockton is wanted for third-degree assault. Robinetta Wiggins of Tarrant wanted for failure to pay for attempted possession of controlled substance. If you can help us find any of these individuals, thank you. Please call 256-236-6600. All right, a little bit later on, we'll talk about some property crimes that hopefully you can help us out with. But right now, we've been spending our time, as a lot of people have, talking about COVID-19, and we had a case now where it's infected someone in the Calhoun County Jail, although they apparently had it before they got there.
That's how it transpired. They came from a jail in Florida. So that's the way it works.
All right. I noticed that you were making some announcements with the folks at the hospital the other day. Where are we sitting right now with the hospitals in Calhoun County?
Hospital is at capacity. They had 2 COVID units. I think that was for around 40 people. Yesterday they had 44 people. We're opening up a 3rd COVID unit. One thing I learned yesterday is RMC has 40 ventilators. Yesterday, 8 of those were in service, so that's 20% right there that's in service, not to mention if somebody has a car wreck or gets hurt or for whatever reason needs a ventilator. So they have those 32 that were left yesterday, not to mention nurses and people to take care of people. So they're not going to give up on us, but it's not a finite, it's not an infinite resource, it's a finite resource. And that's part of the wearing the mask and doing things we can do to try to slow down the transmission of it. I think that was the overall goal to begin with. It was not to overload our capacity at the hospitals. But I think they're full. They're full in their ICU unit, and they're talking about people that get sick that are critically sending them to other hospitals, to other locations. And if those places are full, then I don't know what they will do. But it's serious to that point, and we got to do something to slow the spread down so the healthcare workers can have enough space, availability, and equipment to treat those that need it.
And as this is happening with the backdrop, we've got parents thinking about the upcoming school year, which we probably don't need to spend too much time talking about that because we really don't know. Things are kind of fluid right now, exactly how that's going to play out.
Well, county schools, which is what we have SROs in every county school, we're supposed to start on August the 5th, and they've delayed that a week to August the 11th. Who knows how school is going to go this year? We're in uncharted territories. Traditions like football means so much to a lot of people. I know that seems small, but it does. It's very important to the kids that play sports, that do those things. So really hoping that we can get to a point where we can make that happen just for their sake. But it's not looking good because of the numbers of people that are being affected.
Yeah, we're having to make a decision right now with where William's is going to be going to school. We've got a choice of either in classroom or online, and we're going to be living with my father for part of the time, and I don't want to send him into the classroom, bring it back. Like you talk about your father, my father's the same way.
Absolutely, and it's a personal choice. That there is all the county schools I know, and I'm pretty sure most schools in our county have the option for a virtual classroom. A lot of people probably can't do that because they work or whatever else, but we're definitely seeing a lot of change in how we've traditionally done things to what it's going to be. And normally that change takes a long time to happen, but the pandemic is forcing things to go really fast, and it's got a lot of people nervous, upset. And once again, I know I said it several times this show, I just see a lot of people being just for a better term of eloquency, nasty to each other, especially on social media. And social media is so easy to say and do things on there that's hurtful or witty or whatever you want to call it. And we all need to practice to be a little bit sweeter, a little bit kinder, and a little more understanding of each other. That would go a long way.
All right. We need to take a quick break. We will be right back on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. All right, let's see if you can help us with some recent property crimes in Calhoun County. On July 15th, a business located on Alabama Highway 9 in Anniston was broken into. Damage was done to the front door, and an unknown amount of currency was stolen. On July 15th, a report of a shooting into an occupied dwelling was filed by a homeowner on Wellington Road in Wellington. Shots were heard on July 11th, and a bullet hole was later located in the home. On July 19th, a report was filed for a stolen Smith & Wesson .45 caliber handgun. The gun was kept in a vehicle, but the owner was unsure when the firearm was stolen. On July 16th, a report was filed for a stolen Taurus .40 caliber. This firearm was kept in a vehicle located at a residence on Alexandria-Jacksonville Highway. If you can help us with any of these crimes or any other crimes committed in Calhoun County, please call the Sheriff's Office at 256-236-6600.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
All right, so we've got some folks down in Argentina for our crazy criminals that they robbed a bank and then they got jobs as construction workers, but they couldn't resist spending the money. So their neighbors said, hey, something ain't right. They have $5 million that they stole from the bank. They're working as construction workers. The neighbors say, no, that ain't no construction worker. They were a little bit too transparent about how they were using that money.
You know, sometimes you'll tell on yourself, so it's best just to tell the truth, and that's something that we try to do at the sheriff's office. I make that promise, and I promise everybody here that during these times, and all the time, we'll be transparent. We'll definitely be transparent about the jail and the COVID situation. We'll keep you in touch, informed, and involved. Hope to see you next week, but hopefully not in Atlanta.